This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
You are what you watch.
Hello, my name is Harriton Watko. Welcome to our program. Ladies and gentlemen, can we trust the comelec? In the last two elections, it seems the comelec themselves, the commissioners, all put together, seem to want to deny, or denied, basically, all the complaints that they have received. In fact, other than the cases that have been piling on, many of them decided to just negate it and say there was nothing wrong with the elections. Now we've got a problem. You've got the vice presidential position being contested by both parties. Interestingly enough, the major broadsheets both proclaim that they have both won. But who has really lost? There has to be someone to have to lose. You can't have two vice presidents, can we? But then again, because of these two who both believe that they really did win, who is the loser? The comelec, them, the two vice presidential candidates, o tayo? Maliwanag po ata, mukhang tayo natatalo. Sino kaya gumagawa ng gulo nito? Well, there's a lot that perceive that the Liberal Party, trying to hold on to whatever they have left, the shreds that they're hanging on to, believe that it's, well, most people believe na sila nagdadaya dito, silang prime mover sa Smartmatic. But either way, can we trust these people, the Smartmatic? With us to discuss this issue, he's been an old-timer here in GNN, especially in my show. We have Rene Azurin. Hi, Rene. Thanks for being here.
Hello, Harry. Yeah.
Diretso na yun, straight to the point. Ano?
Yeah.
Nababasa ko yung mga articles mo and a lot of other seeming complaints that have been coming out both on social media and on print. In yours, it's in the business world that I read nonstop. Now, you have convened, you've been with the AES Watch and the other groups. You put forth your positions. Very directly, I know your answer, but for the record, can we trust the comelec?
Very directly, no.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's go to the point, directly to the point. Kasi it's been discussed, the ENYA, the question mark, the goodwill. You know, alam mo naman itong gobyerno nito, this last 6 years, puro good faith, goodwill, pero nothing to show for it. Bakit naging ganyan ang comelec, Rene, in your mind? Why have they bastardized the institution so much so they negate any complaints, formal complaints based on cases being filed with the commission, and they look the other way? What's wrong with them?
Well, first of all, Harry, the fundamental problem with the system as implemented by comelec is that there is no transparency. That means we cannot, independent observers cannot verify, we cannot validate, we cannot authenticate, we cannot audit the count. Hence, the problem has always been, and this has been since 2010, that we are stuck, basically, we have to live with whatever comelec says are the results. So that's the basic problem, and this lack of transparency makes the whole process not credible, because you have no access to the count. The public has no access to the count.
You have accounted very directly, very in detail, what the mistakes that they have been making and why they have lost the integrity because of the no transparency. I guess my question would be more direct in identifying why does the comelec choose to do this? Why do they negate the automatic election law? Why are they breaking the law. Why are these commissioners, now including this new guy, Andy Bautista? I thought getting rid of Snow White was well and good. But I don't understand why the COMELEC pursues. Ano kaya? Pera-pera? Sinong karap dito? Yung namimilit, nagpupwersa sa kanila para guluhin yung eleksyon o yung komisyon using a supplier that has lost or no integrity, such like Smartmatic. Coming from a country, they can't even feed themselves. And we're giving them, what, 18, 20 billion every couple of years. Ano rason yan? Corruption lang talaga, straight?
Basically, to be able to control a country, the resources of a country, one of the easiest ways is to control the electoral process. Because controlling the leaders of a country allows you to control the resources. No? And in essence, basically the ruling elite, with this automation, have managed to develop an easier way of controlling the electoral process than it used to be. No? It used to be manual dagdag bawas. No? I mean, we've always
and guns, goons, and gold.
Yeah, we've always had cheating in this election in this country. No? But before, when the process was manual, you required a lot of people to be involved. No? You needed the
manpower.
Yeah, the operators in various places in the Philippines who would do the changing of the canvas sheet, etc. And you needed basically the consent or the connivance of other people so that they look the other way. You know? But many people were involved, so it was a more difficult process, and you basically could do this only in areas that you could control. That's why most of the cheating came out of Mindanao. ERRM, for example. With automation, it no longer requires a lot of people. It just requires somebody given access, somebody who understands the system, to be given access to the system. You know? And it's very, you can cheat anywhere. You know? Basically, the problem becomes one of making the outcome credible.
But you're not saying it's Smartmatic that's behind trying to create the rulers or putting in place the leaders that will mess the system. It's not Smartmatic. It's got to be local. The pressure can't be from Venezuela.
Yeah, yeah.
So
it has to be
they are not the trigger. They're not the ones that press the trigger. They are but the bullet that comes out of the chamber when the trigger is being released.
Yeah, but certainly they are part of the
conspiracy.
Yeah, in conspiracy. Yeah.
But not necessarily the prime mover as to why and who they wish to win. Surely Flores, Garcia, and these characters and the owners surely have no real interest other than the fees that they can garner. So pera-pera lang para sa kanila.
I would think so, yes.
Yes. Is it not possible that, well, you know, because we have the China intrusion here in our country as well, and we have the American meddling, which has been obvious in the last 50, 60 years, diba? I mean, that's what they call it, imperialism and everything. It's not possible that Venezuela and their interests are here trying to be part of that. Hindi naman, ano. So there's got to be a local pressure from some oligarchs or politicians that wish to control the country.
I would I would imagine so, yes.
But when we had GMA, they were in control. And then it turned to Noy Noy. Of course, nag-metastasize between 2010, 2016. But in 2007, we already had Smartmatic, which is under control of GMA. Ano yan, nag-change yung alliance?
What happened in 2007?
First one nila was 2010.
2010.
So
they tried in 2004 with the Mega Pacific.
204.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
It didn't.
No, nag-ARMM sila, election.
Yeah, but it wasn't nationwide. No?
Oh, hindi nationwide.
It was stopped in the Supreme Court.
Ayun. So, the monster called Smartmatic and the bullet called Smartmatic, the platform for cheat, was all the creation of the Noy Noy administration, is what you're saying. It has to be. What else can it be? Hindi naman GMA. Obviously, kalaban ni Noy Noy, the Liberal Party, kalaban nila si GMA to the point that they incarcerated. But controlling the Smartmatic, kung sila ang pressure, they're the prime movers. They're the conspirators. They're the ones that are really behind all the non-transparency, breaking the AES law. And yung mga commissioner na yan, ano lang yan, pawns. Is this correct? Is it,
Yeah.
How else can we see it?
Yeah,
diba?
the commissioners are pawns.
They're
yes.
pawns.
Yeah.
And they're no bad, and it doesn't make sense. You're an IT man, but basically you're a marketing person. You teach a master's degree in UP. Well, you used to, right?
Yeah.
As you're a professor, you teach marketing. But
Management, actually.
management, yes. Something like the comelec. Ako, parang ano you get an engineer to go into an operating room to operate on an appendix. It doesn't work, di ba? Dapat doktor. Bakit kaya? Number one, ano yan? Purposely done, lagyan ng abogado who doesn't understand, who don't understand the IT procedures and its intricate design, di ba?
Well, if you will recall, the only IT guy ever appointed was Gus Lagman. No? And what happened to him? The
Well,
moment
in
he
really
started,
didn't like him. There was a personal issue. Kaya hindi siya ma-confirm.
well, at saka the moment he started to raise questions, he was removed. He was not reappointed. No? Or he was not confirmed in his appointment.
Bakit kaya ang taong bayan, why have we not created a howl, marched to the comelec,
That's a
and boot
question
them?
I cannot answer myself.
Because you
we-
raised the howl in 2010. You did it again in 2013. And between those 3 years, it's not like the AES and all the watchdogs kept quiet.
yeah.
Ako, I don't understand
In fact,
even-
we filed several cases. No?
Which all went to naught.
Nothing.
Oh, binagsak niya lang.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Bakit PPCRB? Ito si Tita De Villa, malapit sa simbahan. I mean, opisina nila, nasa Popayos. Ano yan, nagbubulag-bulagan? O talagang believe sila na tama yung ginagawa nila, maayos yung comelec? Ano yan, ignorance or on purpose? I mean, yun, PPC. Then
Well-
meron NAMFREL. I met with them too, di ba? Hindi ba nila alam? Why are they... So, if they participate and work closely with the comelec, they too become part of the conspiracy. Di ba tama? Pag tinutulungan mo ang magnanakaw, pumapasok sa loob ng bahay, yung nagnakaw, yung isa, pero ikaw yung driver, kasama ka na rin, accessory to the crime.
Well-
We agree on the same thing then.
Well, one cannot say definitely because it's, but
Oh, how
one
much
should
proof?
be extremely suspicious about the, for example, PPCRV. No,
What
we-
proof do you need more, Rene? With all the exposés you've done, the studies, not only ilang kayo, Celis, in the whole group.
Yeah.
I mean, gee, if you talk about integrity, it's launched no less in UP, in the academic arena, di ba? And puro IT experts. Ano alam ng mga abogado against the IT experts who actually do IT for work? What proof is necessary to show that the comelec is up to no good? And it's a conspiracy by some strong influence behind it. In this case, obviously, the Liberal Party.
Well, in fact, I have called it a conspiracy in my book, Hacking Our Democracy. And I am firmly convinced that a conspiracy is working here because of the decisions, the actions taken by comelec simply do not make sense.
Yeah, I know.
They don't make sense. No?
Yes, I actually agree with you. Natatawa ako when I read it because it's idiotic. Eh.
I like that word.
No, it
yes,
is.
yes, it is idiotic. It
So-
doesn't make sense.
Let's look at the bigger picture. First, you have the prime mover, those who have interest to maintain their oligarchies, dynasties, and their power, and the monies that they keep in their pockets. Obviously, those that have propelled themselves into, they multiplied themselves, at least dumami ng konti, ano? The dollar billionaires, as Forbes says it. The money has generated more money other than proper legislation to mess the population, to keep them down, have become richer dollarfold. But to keep their status, they use the comelec. Now, to generate that awareness and to create in conspiracy the mindset and the perception that we are into an automated election and we're doing it properly, you've got the media. So the media, together with PPCRV and all the watchdogs, Lente if necessary, NAMFREL, and everybody else, are all in cahoots unless they don't believe your points that you have made very obvious. Transparency.
I'm sure many of those are going along in good faith. Maybe they don't understand. Let's concede
I
that.
think your writing is quite straight to the point. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist or...
I agree with you.
Di ba? Diretsuhan, I mean, 1 plus 1 is not 3. Di ba? It's 2. Maliwanag eh. So, lahat sila...
Siguro people are seduced by the fact that it's quick. Okay? That the results are...
Or bobo ang populace.
Well, let's not naman say bobo.
What else can it be? We don't stand up against the comelec. It's okay that the trains break down. It's okay our premier airport is filthy. And at that point, even the very people who pay for this airport are being abused, di ba? And being given cases for carrying little bullets. I mean, stupid, di ba? So, ang kagaguhan ng Pilipino na hindi tumatayo against the comelec. And di ba? Ako nga, hindi ko maintindihan, Bongbong Marcos. Kinakalaban niya si Lenny, silang dalawa. Sino nanalo? Kukunin niya si Brillantes, ang abogado niya. Hello? Di ba? Ako, I don't understand that part. I thought I was clear.
I don't understand it either.
Di ba? It doesn't make sense. The conspiracy that refuses to go away, and they're still there. And at this point, it's very clear. Let's go straight in detail before we have to end the first part. This Enye thing is no goodwill issue wherein inaayos lang. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do you believe it's a trigger that can do something else? Because after all, why do it all of a sudden?
I've made the public statement on that, that the people seem to miss the point in arguing that it's a cosmetic change, it's minor.
That's what Gus says, mind you.
Yeah.
Gus
Well,
Lagman. Sabi niya, it doesn't change. But
well,
then again, Gus also is behind Lenny naman. He's partisan. Is everybody so partisan we miss the point?
Well, the problem is if you stop there, you have to go beyond, because my mind may be a little malicious, but
you can't help it.
But, well, given the record of Smartmatic and Comelec, you have to be suspicious. But you see, there was no reason to make the change. There was no reason.
Cosmetic.
For you to do it, there has to be a deeper, more sinister reason. And my which is admittedly speculation, is that was the trigger to a worm or a Trojan horse already embedded in the program. Making that change would trigger its operation.
Sub-command of sorts.
And this would this was programmed to make more major, possibly outcome-altering changes. I mean, that's my suspicion, because there was no reason for you to touch the program. It was canvassing was going on. To begin with, it is illegal. It is unlawful.
Yeah, it's unlawful to touch it.
That's in the law. But
yeah.
Of course, they've broken the law so many times. But it's unlawful for you to meddle with that, to touch it, while the canvassing is going on. You can't do that. To allow the Smartmatic technician to do that, for him to be able to change one character, means he can change anything else.
Correct.
I mean, that's...
Andun na.
Nandun na. So, how do you know?
Yeah.
Basically, this puts the whole process in doubt, and basically makes you dubious about the integrity of the system or the integrity of the results being presented.
Well, we're going to have to end this first segment and move on to our next topic. Ladies and gentlemen, ako point ko lang dito, maliwanag na ginawa na ng mga specialist natin sa IT, mga may alam naman dito. Anong nangyayari? Ako, ang tingin ko kasi mas malalim eh. Ang may problema dito, tayo po. Tayo, mga tao, mga botante. Kasi nagagago na tayo, nabobobo tayo, binobobo pa tayo. Iyon ang nangyayari. The reason we do nothing about it, and because we stay and say nothing about it, is the reason why they are still there. And they will continue to be there. Alam nyo, in the revolution of 1897, where supposedly we had Rizal, 98, when we had Rizal and whatnot, all the Filipinos stood by and watched the Spaniards shoot him down. Buti sana kung ginera na lang, di ba? People power of some sort. What I'm saying is, nangyayari, tayo ang may sakit. Yung comelec, yung mga konspirador, lahat sila marurunong magagaling. Ang problema, yung taong bayan, pinababayaan natin. So, the ultimate result, well, maluloko tayo. So, do not complain. Do not complain pag iba ang lumalabas because it is your fault. That's why the comelec still exists. We'll be right back. That's